Hey guys, this is a cast of a replay on the pit. We're going against Bilf, who's playing as the French. So we're just gonna go into our standard H2 kind of Mangudai pressure. Um, on the pit, most of the spawns are pretty far, so we do have the gold next to our wood here. So that's where we're gonna set up our TC and go for the far Uvu. Um, there was a language hotfix the other day, unfortunately. And once there's like a patch or a hotfix, you lose all the old like replays. You can't look back at your old matches. So I wanted to show you guys my a match I played on Hideout. It was my fifth placement match, and it was on Hideout, and it was against an Ottoman player, and it was a really good match. We did win it, so we went 5-0 in placements and got placed in Diamond 2. We played a game against an English player. It was a long, like 50-minute game, but we ended up losing. And this is my, I guess, seventh game now against this French player. So yeah, I'm kind of bummed because I had some really cool team ranked games I wanted to show you guys, as well as some solo games. But it's all right. So this is the next one. Let's go. Oh yeah, we can go to caster mode in 1v1s. That's right. Okay, so where Khan is over there scouting. He has one scout over here picking up sheep. He's got four there. His second scout is picking up sheep on this other side. And he's just picking up gold now. So he's a little bit late on his gold pickup, I'd say. But that's one cool thing I do like about the map is that starting resources are outside of the TC. So it's not always immediately starting in the TC. Here in the middle, we notice the sheep. We're going to double back, pick it up. Our girl over on this wood line probably wasn't necessary. Probably should have had it over here, actually. Or we could have moved it over to a food source straight away. Yeah, we're just looking for a fast age up. You can see that we're definitely closer to aging up than our opponent. Though he does have one more villager. He does have one more scout as well. He's got 5 sheep over here. And 4 sheep over here. So he's got 9 total sheep. And we just dropped off 8. If not, at least 8. There might have been a 9th one there. So we have a pretty even. And we picked up 2 more sheep here. So 6 to 4 is 10. So we're pretty even in terms of sheep count. He scouts out my TC. Does a good job of scouting my TC. And yeah, we're looking to age up now, which is nice. So a little bit late on the age up, about 5-6 seconds late, but not a big deal. So we're tapping up with 4 villagers on deer stones. And we're gonna drop off these couple of sheep, and then we're gonna keep scouting our. Oh no, we're gonna keep scouting. So this whole side of the map was still dark for us. And he scouted pretty much the whole map now as well. So he's gonna go raid our eco, or our Uvu specifically. He's dropping a lumber camp here. And he's on berries. So this is kind of a interesting play that he goes on to berries here. Berries are really slow food income for pretty much every civ except like Abbasid and Delhi. So not entirely sure why he goes for berries here. Having sheep and stuff. So he might have been worried about early pressure and stuff. So maybe that's why he did it. I'm guessing he just wanted to save the safe food because that's 2,500 food right there. So not entirely sure, but that's what he's doing. He also hasn't started aging up yet, so he's way behind in aging up. So here we split up our 4 guys: 1 on the food, 1 on the gold, and 2 to build a range. That's kind of the new split I'm doing. Instead of sending those 2 on the gold, I think 3 on gold is usually enough, and then I kind of start picking up gold a little bit throughout. The reason being that you kind of need good food production. So really, for villager production, you need 4 villagers, and for constant Mangudai production, you need 7 villagers on food, and I think it's 3 on gold actually. So once the archery range finishes, we're building our double Mangudai, and we're sending our 1 villager over to the wood. And this extra villager will stay and build more infrastructure. So he's going to drop a stable now, and then he's going to just kind of keep plinking away at stuff while these guys are gathering. Again, this is where this Gur would have been better up here than over here. I was just kind of presetting it up, and it's not doing much right now. So our Khan is waiting for these Mangudai. No sense in really pushing until that happens. Mangudai are at about 534, so it's decent timing. We're able to kind of push off this scout. We don't want to go this way. We wanted to go to the goal, so we're just going to pull back. Here, our opponent is aging up, and he's going to start collecting a ton of stone. He's looking for a second TC. And he's 13 villagers on stone, so he wants to fast mine it, which is smart because there's he knows there's Mangudai in the way. The stable is up, and we are dropping an outpost, so these guys have a little bit of a boost. And if he does raid it again with scouts, will be a little bit defended, which he does end up doing. Behind this, we're up to finally 11 villagers, so we can finally kind of maintain food production pretty constant here. He's almost got enough stone. And that's kind of one of the big things now with this the change to the TCs. You can see how, like, all of a sudden, because of the change of this to the TC, he's dropping 2 ranges. I think that's a little bit of an overreact. But he would have had enough stone pre-patch, and now he's just a little bit shy. And that's with a 13 villager commit. So we are dropping a blacksmith now. And we're still rallying villagers onto food here. And I'm worried that he had enough stone already. I didn't realize that he didn't. So we're just kind of roaming around and seeing what we can see. We are able to pick off no one. Okay. But we do some damage, and these are, weakened villagers, so that's okay. And we have gotten a little bit of value in terms of destruction, I guess. We did rally these new Mangudai onto the stone just to make sure. And he tries to pick up and he doesn't have enough. Again, he's a little bit short. But we're able to kill a villager, which is good. So that puts us a little bit ahead. And we're just kind of scouting around. We're checking for a place for him to drop. One of our first horseman is out. Does kill this scout. We are dropping a second stable. And we are producing horsemen out of this. Mangudai production did stop. And we do see these archers. So 6 archers against 3 Mangudai. If I get the drop on him, it's almost winnable. I think it comes out almost even, but it's basically just a trade, which we weren't looking to do yet. So it's definitely not a favorable trade. So we see his archers. He's kind of pressing us, and we're just kind of back here. And so he's got enough stone now, but he's dry on because of his archers. So again, back here, we're producing, again, lots of infrastructure. We're just 1 villager doing it while everyone is collecting wood. And yeah, so he's we're harassing him off of wood, which we realized was kind of is what he needed. So we do a pretty good job this game of keeping him off the resources that we realized that he was trying to gather. And we are keeping him off of gold, which is pretty big as well. And we're rallying over here. We needed to actually start rallying over to this left side. So we do mess up a little bit here, because if we had these horsemen over on the other side, it would have been big. We do put down this this mining camp. And a little bit of a harass here. We're gonna kill 1 villager, which is decent. Again, just little pokes here and there, do some good damage. We pulled some villagers on the deer here. Our villager over here is continuing to build more infrastructure, up to 3 stables now, which is really big. So we'll be able to pump out a ton of army when we need to. And here's where you can see that I wish that I had my girder right up there. So we get this burn down. He's cranking out a bunch of wood now. His army is keeping cabs on us here. We do have to drop our speeder so we don't get caught out by these archers. And yeah, we're just kind of going around in circles here. We do get some double production going, and we're rallying our stables over to this side now to start dealing with those archers. We had some Mangudai, we had some Cav over here, so we wanted these archers to kind of chase our Mangudai, and he does. The one thing is he does drop a TC now. These Cav, I should have come in and started checking out over here. It was kind of my mistake not doing that. I ended up, I think, grouping them. Yeah, so I'm sending him over now, but again, a little bit late, and I'm sending my Mangudai over to check that wood line. So he does a really good job of picking a good time to drop this, and he commits a bunch of villages as well. So again, there was a window opportunity to pick off some villagers, slow this down, really delay it. One archer gets isolated, and yeah, we just don't have the vision with our horsemen. So, and we didn't fully click them up to the wood line. So that's kind of what happened over here. Our Mangudai come in and we get a bunch of villager kills just because his villages were already pretty weak. And we're just going to run our Mangudai through. He's getting good army destroyed value on our army because our units are pretty expensive here. But behind this, you know, we still have a bunch of villagers committed to wood. So we're definitely trying to get a second TC behind this. We didn't want to rely solely on our push here. These horsemen are up here fighting. We're taking up a lot of the damage, soaking up the damage for these Mangudai, and we're able to kill, again, 3 more workers, and we're just going to peel away. We almost take out this knight, so his little bit of gold that he had, he spent on this knight, and the knight's almost dead already. And yeah, we just have more horsemen ready to go. So we're just constantly producing units here. 3 stables, 2 ranges. This one villager is idle. I don't know if I sent him to work. Okay, I do. I'm going to drop a tower over here, yeah. So, villager count-wise, even though he's second TC and he's French, he's only 3 villagers ahead right now, which is pretty big considering we're 12 minutes in. And we're just going to keep kind of rotating. We have picked up our arrow defense upgrade, and the steeled arrow is coming through right now. So we're going to start doing a lot more damage here with these Mangudai. So, pretty good timing there. And we're just going to run through. We lose a Mangudai, but again, a little bit of damage, which is decent. And the big thing is now we have horsemen that are coming in that are going to start taking up arrow fire. They're going to start focus up a lot of attention here. So behind this, you know, we're just killing villagers with our Mangudai. And if we trade out our horsemen, we trade out our horsemen at this point. I just wanted to get more villager kills. I didn't want him to pull super far ahead since we don't have our second TC up. And we actually have pulled a villager advantage now. Again, I could have been rallying my horsemen and Mangudai a little bit closer. So this transition time to bring up more troops would have been a little bit shorter. And we are shutting down this stone and this gold. So that only leaves this front gold basically for him to be picking up gold for an age up or units. And over here, we send in the horsemen. Horsemen do a bunch of damage, and the big thing is, apart from the damage, is they soak up a bunch of damage. Pick up a lot of this TC fire, archer fire, and that's our Mangudai's kind of come in here and do a lot more effective raiding. And if he's focusing on our Mangudai's, he's not focusing on our horsemen, which do it only takes about 7 kills to kill village. We've got a ton of villagers that are weak. We killed 25 villagers at this point, so Mangudai are still going off. And you can see, even though we've killed a bunch of villagers, 30 villagers, we would have had 53 to 36 right now in terms of villager count. So it's kind of the power of the French villager speed and build. And we are getting some more blacksmith upgrades behind this. We're going to drop another tower kind of up here, cover these berries, as well as a little bit of the wood line here. He has finished out his food farms. Sell that already, so yeah, this is pretty big. And we're just picking off villages like crazy right now. We're just constantly raiding and not gonna let them get a reprieve behind this. And yeah, behind this, we stopped building infrastructure at this point. and we do have enough for a second TC now. So we're dropping our second TC, and our villagers are going on to sheep here. And so we're pretty much set for kind of transitioning into castle because we do have 400 gold kind of stored up. So basically, we could just stop building units whenever and kind of transition. Um, income wise, it's not close at all. So score wise, we're double. And that last raid we did lose a lot of our troops and stuff, and we were running out of kind of our food here. So there's a little bit of a lull, but army count wise, again, we're still way ahead. We have a bunch of Mangudai here. It's just rough to raid Mangudai in Age 2 without some horsemen. They will get shredded pretty quickly, and he has a lot of villagers here. So again, now that he's up to with the 2TC, he's cranking out villagers again. And over here, we're sending both of our villagers onto here. Our villager production isn't always going 100%. You can see this one's idle. So we're kind of struggling to get our food eco going, while at the same time amassing an army. Over here, we've got 2 scouts and a horseman. That's enough of a meat show for me to want to dive in with 6 Mangudai. We're going to lose, obviously, the horseman and the scout. I see they're getting shredded pretty quickly. But again, the big thing is now we're going to kill a bunch of villagers. And we'll kill some army. And look at the destroyed value. Technically, he's killed a lot more worth in terms of units than what I've killed. But they're getting idle time, and we're killing villagers. We've killed 40 villagers. He would be at a 20 villager lead if I hadn't been doing this raiding, basically, at this point. Maybe a little bit less. Maybe it would have been like 10 villager. And then we're sending a villager over to drop a tower on this gold. And yeah, we're just going to dive again. Pick up a villager just on the skirts of his TC range. And we're just rallying more horsemen. We need more horsemen really to finish this push here. And again, just constant pressure. And he messaged me. Said noob that, all in it or all in noob, something like that. I told him it wasn't a true all in. I mean, it's pretty close, but it's not a true all in. We're forming something behind this, but you kind of have to, as Mongols, be the early aggressor. You're not trying to like, your strategy isn't go super late, really. So here we've got again 5 Mangudai and a bunch of horsemen. Honestly, with just 1 horseman here, that's enough to push back these archers. But with 4, it's more than enough. And again, now he's got a garrison. One thing he probably could have done is drop a tower or 2 for garrison space. Like a tower here and a tower here would have been pretty big to provide some garrison space. But now, all of his villagers are pretty much dead. He lost over 50 villagers. By the end of it, he only had like 16 villagers left. So just a super aggressive game that we played. On the pit, it's definitely possible. It's kind of a weird map, but yeah. Hope you guys liked it, and I'll catch you on the next one.